Hello and welcome back to Patrol Gripply's Top 5 Most Wanted for LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed. But this time we're doing something different. That's right, we finally gotten over to the Collectible Minifigures theme, and we are changing some things up. This is no longer Top 5 Most Wanted, this is Top Number Most Wanted. That is right, we're changing away from just simply doing top 5, and we are counting down the top of whatever number that I feel like doing at that moment. So for this one right now, there is a total of 6 aliens, plus one that may or may not count, but I'll explain that later. So I decided I'd go ahead and do all 6 of them. So we're doing top 6 most wanted space aliens from the Collectible Minifigures line. I expect to see some other ones in this new series, maybe being like a two-parter, because there's 12 total, or whatever. I kind of went through all of the collectible minifigures, broke them down by some different categories, applied some different tags to them, and went counting down the ones I want the most. But some of them, I'm not going to do all of them, because like, costumes, there's like maybe 50, and spooky there's like maybe 30 of them, so like that's gonna be a long set of videos with some like very boring in the later upper higher numbers, so we might skip some of them. But for this one, we're gonna get on into it and start off with number 6. Now this one is fairly new. At the time I was getting this all together, I don't think the theme had even officially released. We still just had some of these preliminary pictures. They didn't have any bios or anything else to go with them at the time either. I think some of that stuff may soon be coming out. I know I've seen one of the LEGO YouTubers that I normally follow did a review of the whole line already. But I don't know if it's really out for everybody else to get. At least I haven't seen them at my Walmart, so like I don't feel like it's really out yet. So for right now, I'm still going to kind of consider this like it still hasn't fully been released, but this is just simply called Alien. At least all the stuff I've seen so far, this name is just simply Alien. Yeah, to me, it's not like the most interesting one. I may if I got my hands on it. Suit looks kind of cool. Kind of mixing a little bit of a prison suit. I don't know if that is correct or not. Although he also is holding a crowbar and like gemstone, so I kind of feel like he's a criminal. Can't really tell if that's supposed to be his mouth up there. That's like some kind of face covering, bite guard type thing, honestly. And I can't make too much of him, but he doesn't look to me as interesting as any of the other aliens below him on this list. So for tags, I feel like 100% he'd have to be Alien. I mean, he's simply just called Alien. So he'd get Alien tag. Unsure of, I don't know, Space, because he's not technically of the space theme. Like, basically the same setup as all the other collectibles. Also, just go ahead and mention, I guess now, of course all of these will be tagged collectible, because they all are from the Collectible Minifigures theme. I just thought, instead of writing that down every single time, that just kind of is going to be like a bit of an understood thing. Wanted, I feel like somebody's going to want that crystal back that I'm assuming, stole with the crowbar. I mean, I might just be profiling him, but I feel like he kind of looks like a criminal, although also the orange like jumpsuit doesn't help him make them look any other less criminal. And really iffy here, Blacktron, because Blacktron has some like triangle symbols, at least of the first original Blacktron theme. He has a triangle there on him. He might supposed to be a member of Blacktron, though I don't know. I don't think Blacktron's really known for hiring aliens, so who knows on that. As for his roles, I feel like he needs to be an attacker or support. I'm thinking like he weakens the opponents with the crowbar, like he hits them there, like he uses that to break open stuff. Defense down or vulnerable, maybe he sticks that on them. Maybe he does something with his crystal, or he bites them with his interesting mouth. I seriously don't know enough about him, but I feel like attacker or support feels right with him. Either mostly dealing damage or like debuffing his opponents, one of those two. And I feel like you can't be either of those, although support's such a weird category. It's kind of hard for me to really judge that one, but I feel like one of those two should be kind of safe. Bashes people with a crowbar. Maybe he does something with his gem he stole. Maybe it has some sort of powers. I don't know, he throws up an air and it shoots lasers out of it, but like, without really knowing more about him, I can't really say. But hey, he is like new right now still, so at least the time of recording this. So there's not too much more I can really say there about him. Next up, in number 5, we have Space Alien, which I love some of these early, a little bit more generic names. Also, as opposed to the alien we just got done with, who isn't space, I guess. For him, I would say probably just alien, 100%. I mean, he's an alien. Maybe you give him space. I mean, he has space in his name, so I mean, it kind of makes sense. As for his roles, he'd be an attacker. He has his little ray gun thing he shoots people with. Pretty cut and dry there. A little bit of his bio is, of course, he's an alien here on Earth, wanting to conquer it, but he has a bad map and a little bit of a outdated, or not just outdated, just messed up translate. I believe his bio said he feels like cows are a form of locomotion. So he's trying to ride those down train tracks or something, and the map has, I think, Washington, D.C. over in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean or something along those lines. He also keeps getting distracted along the way. He stops and looks at things, so he wants to be taken to the leader, to our leader, but he doesn't know where to go to ask people for that. And he's getting very lost. I feel like he would be a pretty fun one to have in the game, especially like story stuff. I can almost see him being like a replacement of Locust, kind of in a way, or like a little bit of a different Locust. Like maybe just have him show up at random times, want to be taken to our leader or something. And I think he has like a really cool looking gun. I don't know really much else you could give him. Maybe bring in some stuff from Space Police 3, since he has the same head as Squidron and Squidron? I can't remember what the other reuse of that headpiece was. I think that might be the same color head. I don't know. Maybe do some stuff with that. I don't know, but I feel like he'd be probably just an attacker, but would be a pretty funny one. I don't know. Would you want to take some of that in there? Like maybe he gives himself confused and he attacks a random enemy. Like I know that's a debuff, but like I don't really feel like the confused debuff is too much of a debuff, because you don't attack who you want to, but you still attack somebody else, and I think it works around taunt and stealth. So like it's kind of a buff. It might be interesting to give somebody a debuff as a buff. Who knows? But yeah, that's kind of him. Just somebody here to conquer Earth and is like very under-equipped for it. Although it might be cool to like expand some of his lore background, have like a massive UFO come in for some of his attacks or something. Like maybe he has like a squad waiting, or maybe it's just him. Who knows? Next up, we have Alien Trooper. Now this is one I think is kind of cool. It's very Cthulhu-y, and I like some Cthulhu stuff. I'm all about that Eldritch stuff. He looks kind of like it, although I also like his jumpsuit. It's very interesting. I don't know really what exactly it makes me think of, but it makes me think of something, which I kind of like. I don't really feel like it's too alien-y. As for tags, of course, 100% would be alien. I mean, he's an alien. He's Alien Trooper. As for his other tags, space, iffy, classic space, due to something they mentioned in his bio, or just the straight up classic tag, which is one of them I'm kind of wanting to make. Would basically be kind of like classic space, but include some of the other classic figs like Primo, and maybe some classic castle figs as well. And maybe throw that in here for some figs that are supposed to be very old school or something, which he would fall under that category. Of course, his role would be an attacker. He's a trooper. He's meant to attack stuff. He would shoot things with his digital laser gun, because that's what his bio calls his weapon. Let's mention it's actually outdated just because it's a digital laser. I don't really know what other types of lasers you have, but his is apparently digital and outdated. But for a little bit of his bio, this is an alien that's been in cryo sleep until recently woken up, or maybe it was a little bit while ago, but he's been in cryo sleep for a while. Actually, apparently there's a whole race of them just like him. They were like a powerhouse back in the day, but they've been in cryo sleep so long, everybody else has advanced so much, their futuristic tech's now kind of like standard. And they try to take over planets, but the tech is now so old that they get kind of rejected and beaten back, and they're not really a threat. Basically, he kind of reminds me of what Locust would do in the story, where he kind of shows up and everybody kind of ignores him or laughs about him. That's basically this fig slash this fig's race in a nutshell. Is they're so like outdated on technology, and they try to take over so many people and have been defeated that nobody takes him seriously anymore. I think he would be a perfect character to include in the game story. I would basically have him go back and maybe replace Locust with him, although Locust is oddly Blacktron, and even though he's not actually Blacktron, then this fig wouldn't be Blacktron either, so would be kind of weird, but kind of have him do the same thing. He just kind of shows up to conquer stuff, and nobody kind of takes him seriously because he's a little bit outdated with his like old school futuristic technology. For other things he would probably do is I'd probably kind of embrace some of his like eldritchy space tentacles type stuff, and I don't know, have him like summon a giant like space squid to like attack his enemies or something. Really what I'm thinking of, I guess the best media explanation, if anybody remembers some of the old Ben 10 stuff when they were like Vilgax would, I guess, like evolve or whatever, and he'd go into the sky as like his head with a whole bunch of tentacles and like attack stuff, and would be Dagon or whatever from like Eldritch horror lore. Basically be kind of like that, maybe something like that attacking. Could be kind of fun, I don't know. Build upon some of his stuff. Sure, he's a little bit old school, but I don't know. Those were the old gods, so maybe do something fun with that. Number 3, classic alien. That's what his name is. He's the classic alien. Of course, his tags here would be alien, obviously. Questionable one, space. Also, the same thing as the last one, classic space. That's classic since he is classic alien. He's like pretty old school too. Like this is classic Gray Man territory, kind of like sectoids from XCOM, which really makes me like him, like XCOM. And this is like the perfect minifigure for that. Maybe also Wanted, since his lore mentions being like kind of captured in Area 51, and he's like the classic, oh, they found him at Roswell type alien, so possibly Wanted could be an interesting one to expand that tag a little bit. Roles, I'd say attacker, support, or healer. I mean, I know that's kind of almost everything. I mean, it's everything besides tank, but I don't know, you kind of do any of those. Also, I think it'd be kind of fun if he gave him some sort of like abduction stuff, like he had, which I actually think is kind of ironic. That's what actually Gorwell uses in her ultimate, is the alien abductor from Alien Conquest, but it comes and heals them instead. But that'd be kind of fun if it did something kind of like that, is like it abducted them, therefore stunning them or something. Or give them some psionic powers, which is like mind control, panic, I guess a little bit more XCOM-y type stuff there, but it's kind of a classic thing of some of the gray aliens to give them some sort of mind powers. Don't really know what you would do with that in this game, besides maybe some debuffs, maybe even some buffs on his own side. I could do some healing with that too, I don't know. But I think it would be kind of interesting to expand him there a little bit. And of course his bio, he has been held at Area 51. He is a bit out of touch with the world, especially his home world, and he's apparently a conspiracy theorist, and he thinks all of his people are responsible for it, because he hears about it at Area 51 and thinks, yep, that sounds like my people, or yep, we're probably doing some stuff, or he hears it from the people there. As people said, aliens did this stuff, like abducting Elvis, and he's like, yep, checks out. Which I think would be kind of funny to have him in the story be like a very big conspiracy theorist thinking aliens are behind everything, even though he himself is an alien, and he doesn't know for sure if any of the stuff is like that. Maybe Chef's like, I'm all out of pizza, and he's like, my people probably did that or something. I don't know, I think that'd be kind of funny if he just like blames it all on his people, like, yep, it seemed like we did something else there. And like I said, Wanted tag, which would be kind of weird, but I think it would be kind of interesting to have an alien on the Wanted tag and the Wanted team. Might be kind of fun there. Add something else onto the team that I guess the standard like criminal pirate type designation for that can't really give you. Number 2, we have the Alien Avenger. This is just a guy who I think looks just super cool. Now, I think the Galaxy Patrol, I think that was the name there. Yeah, Galaxy Patrol was kind of cool. I think it was mostly the same armor and like helmet and weapons, but he was just humanoid and was blue. But this one's a pretty cool second. Once again, his tags 100% would be alien, questionable, space. That's kind of all I have for him without like super stretching anything. I can't really come up with too much more for him. I mean, maybe you go with Justice, because he might almost be that, but it's not really too clear on his bio. His roles, I probably have him be an attacker or tank, because I mean, like he could do a whole bunch of damage, but he also, like, he might could take a whole bunch of damage too with all of his armor. I mean, he looks like he could be a tanky minifig. Maybe just have him have a whole bunch of health and not be a tank. But I can see him having some similar type stuff to it. Like I said, he shoots with his gun, he has heavy armor. Some very interesting stuff there. I believe he is kind of supposed to a little bit be based off of, or well, I guess at least the Galaxy Patrol was supposed to be somewhat based off of some Space Marines from 40k. This might be kind of like a little bit of an alien-ish version of that, so maybe some fun stuff there, working some of the stuff like that, like references to that sort of thing that I don't think LEGO would ever make sets off of, but would be kind of cool, personally. His bio mentions he's a member of an elite warrior group that is made up of people from all different types of planets, so it's not just like one race, it's a multi-planet group. And I don't know if like an elite warrior group is good or bad, like you might could say, or maybe they protect stuff, so they're like Justice. I don't know. It depends if you want to make him bad or good. I mean, his face, like, he might be kind of bad, but it might be kind of funny to have him actually be a good guy, especially in the story of the game. Like, everybody attacks him at first when they see him because they think he's a bad guy, but he's actually good and here to protect people. He's also one of 5,000 identical siblings, which is an interesting little factoid I thought about him. Might be funny to work that into a story or something. Just like, maybe they said, well, you look evil. Well, I look just like all my 4,999 identical siblings or something like that. I don't know. I mean, it might not be too funny to other people, but I think it might be kind of a little bit funny in the story. I believe kind of why I want him. I think he just kind of stands out as looking cool. He's bulky, and I guess a similar way to the aliens from UFO, which I really like, but his helmet's a little bit less bulky. You can see a little bit more of his face, and I think makes him a little bit more expressionable. But I just think he just overall just looks really cool, and I could see him doing a whole bunch of cool things in the game. I could even see just giving him a skill where he just runs up and kind of football tackles people, because like he has the armor for it. He just runs up and charges at you and knocks you down. Maybe reduces your pep or something like that. Could be cool. And now at number 1 we have my obviously most liked space alien. I mean, she's at number 1. Alien Villainess. I believe that is actually how you write the name. I could have misspelled something because Villainess is not one I normally write, but I just think she just looks chef's kiss. For tags, alien, and questionable space, I don't know, you might could also get away with something for like Wanted. She's the leader of an alien group that's like bad, but I don't know. Wanted, I feel like might be a little bit more of a stretch than some other people. Because I almost feel like Wanted is a little bit more like criminal-ish versus like evil military leader. That's kind of my own kind of thing. I feel like that goes a little bit above, but maybe it would fit here. Who knows? For her roles, I'm thinking her attacker, support, or healer. For attacker, I mean, she just kind of looks. She could just attack people, shoots them with a gun. Could be that. Support, I kind of feel like with her being a villainess and like a leader of an alien group, maybe she kind of like buffs them or does some stuff kind of like Gorwell does, where they like have another alien or another fig attack for them, and maybe do some stuff similar to what Gorwell does, but maybe do it a little bit better, but not like, of course, give infection stacks or infestation, not infections, infections. Does that mean she could also be a healer? I don't know. I feel like that might be a little bit of a stretch. But hey, she's the leader of a group. Maybe she heals them and keeps them going. I don't know. Uh, let's see. Her bio right quick. It implies she commands the alien conquest alien because she commands a like a group of aliens bent on conquesting stuff. Also, that little symbol she has on her chest is, I think, supposed to be the same symbol on the Alien Commander and Alien Cyborg / Alien Commando, depending on which region you're in. So I think that's like some pretty good connections there. I mean, it also has the same face as that and the same like brain thing, but it's in like that kind of pink purple color. I think it's pretty fair to say she like commands them, which I think would be hysterical to see her show up and maybe just make Gorwell her pet or something, even though you think Gorwell's like the head alien. It wants to conquer the universe. Intergalactic Girl tends to stop her schemes, so you have some chemistry, well, I guess chemistry, but familiarity, built-in relationship, something there if you added in that character. They would supposed to like know each other and have run-ins with each other, which I think would be kind of fun if you incorporated that into her story. If you added that character in. And once we can go back to her roles, she companions an alien fleet. She has other attack for her and buffs her minions. Maybe uses termination stacks. I feel like you could work termination into some more kits, so it's not just a yuppie thing. Like I don't know if you can really work infestation, too many other things, but I'd like to see some more of the yellow buffs get added into other characters. So I feel like it could be kind of interesting to see her get that, like. Maybe that's what she does instead of infestation stacks. She gives them some stacks to termination, or gives her self stacks to termination, something along those lines. I think it's just like another thing that just buffs you, but it could be kind of interesting to see some alien figs using it. Have her do some stuff where she commands her minions to attack for her. Gives them some termination, like, hey, boss signaled me out directly and told me to do this. I want to perform better now. Maybe. I also think it would be kind of fun to see her on a team with Gorwell and have them just like constantly buffing everything and just giving like a whole bunch more speed and attack or whatever it is termination actually does. I forget what it does because it only appears on one fig, so it's like you really need to remember what it does. But yeah, that's what I have for what I think would be very interesting with her, and really kind of why she's at the top of my list is I really like Alien Conquest. She's kind of another way to sort of work in like another Alien Conquest fig, and at least from the Alien side, even though that's like a smaller theme, I think we should have like other space themes get in the game before we get another one from Alien Conquest. But it gives us another way to sort of get one, and I think this is just a really nice minifigure. Also, why I would love to see the Alien Commander in, with her just having like the dress bottom, sort of like what Willa does instead of legs. There's a lot less stuff to animate there than the Alien Commander's, like all the tentacles for the feet, and they also take up less room. They have a cape, I guess, to animate, but that should be a lot less work on the dev team than getting the Alien Commander to look nice because all their little tentacles and everything. I think that would be super cool. I just could see that might make the minifigure not be one they would want to choose because that's lots more work they would have to do to make them fit in the game in a nice manner. But that is really it for me ranking all of the alien tagged figures from Collectible Minifigures. Now there is one more that might could appeared on this list. I believe it's called Alien Bounty Hunter. Not Alien Bounty Hunter. I think it's Bounty Hunter or Space Bounty Hunter or something. They normally wear a helmet, but apparently their face is pinkish, so they might be an alien. But we do have some other like human space figures that don't have just pure like minifigure yellow head, so it might be kind of something like that. I can't really find anything for sure saying it is an alien, so for the time being I'm leaving it tagged as like a human minifigure. but it could have been on this list, but I'm leaving it on that one, which will probably be the next one I'm going to do of the collectibles line, so you'll likely be able to see that one over there. But that's the only other one that might could have made this list, but I feel like just kind of giving it to the human list, because looking at it, especially because most of the times I've seen it, it's been with its helmet on. I had no idea if it was an alien. I thought it was just like a human, so that's kind of where it is on that list. But I'd like to know, who would you want? I honestly thought there was more alien minifigures for the collectibles line than there was. I guess I'm always thinking there is more aliens than there actually are, which is a very interesting, I think, way to phrase that. But so I was kind of surprised that there was only 6, unless you count that one I just mentioned. But I'd love to hear which would be the ones you would want to see in the most. Do you want some of the like classic alien? We have him be #1. Space alien. Do you really like the alien fig? Would you like to see more of them? Alien Avenger. All of those different types of things. I would really love to hear that below in the comments, and look forward to hopefully discussing some of that with y'all. Cause hey, I love to talk Lego, and I'm all about discussing some of these things. I would love to know which ones y'all would want. Why would y'all want them, and what would you have them do? Because I know these, since they're just a collectible minifigure, give you a whole lot more freedom to be able to do things with them. So I would love to hear what y'all would want them to do down below. Until next time, Tool Gripply signing off. Goodbye and have a wonderful day. Bye bye. And I hope you look forward to the rest of this series.